Hello, Melissa Darmon for the Finance News Network. Joining me from Chimeric Therapeutics is Chief Operating Officer Jennifer Chow. Jennifer, nice to see you again and welcome back to the network.
Thank you so much, Melissa. It's great to see you again as well.
It's great to have you. For those tuning in for the first time, could you give us an introduction to the company?
I would love to, Melissa. So Chimeric Therapeutics is a clinical stage company. We were listed on the ASX under CHM in January of this year, so just about 7 months ago. And we have grown quickly, and we thank everybody for their support to make that happen. Our mission is really around bringing the promise of cell therapy to life for more patients. And for us, what that really means is we're looking to discover, develop, and commercialize the most promising cell therapies for patients with cancer.
Thanks, Jennifer. Can you tell us about the new CDH17 CAR T cell therapy that you licensed and why you're so excited about it?
So the CDH17 CAR T cell therapy, it's a novel third generation cell therapy that we licensed from the University of Pennsylvania. And the University of Pennsylvania is arguably one of the top cell therapy centers in the world. And this particular CAR was invented by a scientist who has been there for about 20 years, and he is a leading cell therapy scientist. What had made us incredibly excited to be able to license this particular therapy is the preclinical efficacy and safety that we saw. We saw with the preclinical efficacy, complete eradication of all tumor cells and absolutely no relapse. So we were thrilled to be able to have the exclusive license to that particular CAR T therapy.
Can you tell us when you'll be taking it to clinical trials?
Phase 1 clinical trials are planned right now for 2022. There's actually been a decade of work that has happened on this particular CAR T therapy at the University of Pennsylvania before we licensed it. And because of what we saw in the preclinical models that I was just talking about, that incredible efficacy, we're actually going to be able to take it into 4 different tumor types at the same time: neuroendocrine tumors, colorectal cancer, pancreatic cancer, and gastric cancer. So incredibly excited to be able to move this into trials next year.
Does this new CDH17 CAR T cell therapy then change your focus from CLTX CAR T?
Thank you for the question. It's a great question, Melissa, and absolutely not. So our team remains incredibly focused on the development of our chlorotoxin CAR T, really the CAR T that Chimeric was founded on. In fact, last week, we were incredibly excited to be able to announce that we received IND clearance from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, so that we're able to actually move ahead with more advanced development on chlorotoxin. So with that IND clearance, we're now going to be able to open more clinical trial sites for our phase 1 clinical trial and move forward with our basket trial in other solid tumors.
Jennifer, you often talk about the difference that you think your team makes. Can you dive into the details around that?
I've been in cancer development for a long time, and when I started in cell therapy, there were so many new things that I had to learn because of the unique nature of these therapies. So that's why I truly believe it's critical to have people involved in the development of cell therapies that have actually got that experience and expertise. And that's really what our team brings forward. Our team has worked on over 25 cell therapy programs, and we've actually worked on 4 out of the 5 approved FDA CAR T cell therapies. And so I just think that that experience and that expertise that the team has allows us to really advance the development of our assets very rapidly.
Last question. You talk about Chimeric being focused on bringing the promise of cell therapy to life for patients. What does that mean to you?
That actually means sort of everything to me, to be honest with you, Melissa. That really is what drives me. And it's actually what brought me to Chimeric. I count myself as being very fortunate. I've been able to meet patients that have actually had CAR T therapies. And I've heard, they've been very open and willing to share their story. And they'll tell you that they were sent home by their oncologist. They were told there was nothing else that could be done for them, to go home and get their affairs in order. And then sort of as a very last sort of offering, they were told maybe you could try a CAR T therapy. It was in clinical trials. And then 4 and 5 years later, their cancer has not come back. They're still cancer free. They're alive. They're thriving, and they're sending you pictures of being on vacation with their family at Disneyland. And so, I think it's that piece that really for us is what we think is the promise of cell therapy. It's having patients not only survive cancer a couple more months, but actually thrive. And years later be told that, well, it looks like you're still cured. So for us, that's really what our mission is all about. It's about bringing that for more patients with cancer.
Jennifer Chow, thank you so much for the update. I look forward to hearing from you with your next one.
Thank you so much, Melissa. It was great catching up with you.